This video explains how to make an object created within a user-defined function usable outside of this function. So without too much talk, let's dive into the R code. In this video I will show you an example, and this example is based on the user-defined function that we can create with lines 2 to 4 of the code. So in this function we are specifying that we want to take an input value x and we want to calculate the square of this input value. And then we are creating a new data object out1 within this function. So if you run lines 2 to 4 of the code, this user-defined function is created, as you can see at the top right. And this function is called myFun1. So now we can apply this function to a certain input value. So in this case, we are using the input value 5. So if you run this line of code, you can see that no output is returned. And you can also see that the data object out1 is not existing yet. So if we try to print this output value, the error message error object out1 not found is returned to the RStudio console. So if we want to make this data object out1 usable outside of our user-defined function, we need to specify a double assignment arrow, as you can see in the next lines of code in lines 9 to 11. So in these lines of code, I'm creating another user-defined function, which is called myFun2. And the only difference of this function compared to the first function is that we are using a double assignment arrow. So if you run lines 9 to 11 of the code, you can see that another function is appearing at the top right, which is called myFun2. As in the first step of this tutorial where we have applied the first user-defined function, we can also apply this function to a certain value, as you can see in line 13 of the code. However, after running this line of code, a new data object is appearing at the top right, which is called out2. And we can print this data object to the bottom in the RStudio console by running line 14 of the code. And then you can see that we have created a new data object called out2, which is also usable outside of our user-defined function. That's all I wanted to explain in this video. In case you want to learn more on this topic, you may check out my homepage, statisticsglobe.com, because on my homepage I have recently published a tutorial in which I'm explaining the content of this video in some more detail. I will put a link to this tutorial into the description of the video, so you can find it there. If you have liked this video or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments section below. I'll try to respond to all comments as soon as I can. Furthermore, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel to get notified about future video releases. I have already published about 500 videos on this channel, and I'm releasing new videos on a daily basis. Thanks a lot for watching. See you in the next video.